John Makhakhe, Business News, Johannesburg.
Telecom service providers say a resolve in the local loop unbundling process is the only way to create a more competitive market. Under the full unbundling scheme, other operators will be given access to Telkom's raw copper. Analysts say the process will increase innovation, reduce prices, and increase the number of available business opportunities. Regulatory body ICASA has assured the Communications Ministry that the LLU project is on track to meet the November deadline.
The local loop unbundling process is intended to provide new operators with rights to use the copper-based local loop in a competitive environment. Service providers currently rely on Telkom for connections to the copper lines, and they now want access to the lines, saying Telkom's monopoly is stifling competition. The national regulator, ICASA, says it is confident that the deadline will be met.
We definitely think we are right away, we are on track, and we think we'll meet the deadline. We are in the process, as I speak, we are about to finalize the discussion document, which we'll publish for public comment, and we also are highly likely to hold a public hearing to invite the public to make their comments. And also another possibility is to hold a workshop amongst the operators, especially to look at the technical, aspects of the local loop unbundling.
Neotel is in the meantime rolling out its optic fiber and wireless network as an alternative. It says the LLU will make a substantial difference to competition.
Local loop unbundling has happened elsewhere in the world, and this is the last mile. It's the final connection between customers and networks, and this is the very, very important part of the whole telecoms industry where we need to see competition. At the moment, there's a de facto monopoly over the local loop, so we're very supportive of the process, and it does need to happen for the benefit of consumers.
The models being considered for the unbundling process are BIT stream access, shared loop unbundling, and full loop unbundling. Analysts say all models have merit but are dependent on what Telkom, ICASA, and the government want to achieve. They say without direct access to Telkom's copper cable, consumers will not experience the full benefit of the price reduction in broadband, since internet service providers still rely on Telkom for connections to the lines.
They will stand to gain from cost savings on services provided, but there are provisos, and a number of those provisos. Number one is, for instance, it depends what Telkom will want to charge for the local loop. So currently they charge for wholesale products, for instance, like ADSL. They will need to charge for just the copper connection, the copper wire to another service provider, and it depends how much they will charge. And that will in turn determine what the input cost is for the service providers when they provide their own DSL services.
Telkom's competitors and other service providers will now have to wait for the November deadline in order to compete effectively in the market. Thabo, Business News, Johannesburg.